Hey everybody, my name is Alice Levison, and this is my internship presentation for Marriage and Family Studies. And I did my internship at Journeys DDA, and that's here in Rexburg. And I found it at a job and college fair that they had on campus, where they had many different colleges promoting master's programs and things like that, but they also had a number of internship possibilities. And I did this from April until just last week, and so I did it for pretty much all of spring semester. And Journeys is a place that works with kids that have special needs. There's also an adult center here in Rexburg, but I worked with the kids. And I worked in the office, and I also did habilitative supports, or HS, and I did this for about 3 to 4 days a week, depending on the week. And I worked closely with the clinical supervisor throughout my time there. And when I worked in the office, I worked in the clinical supervisor, Kim's office, and I helped her do things such as filing or making phone calls and things like that, just to alleviate some of the stress from her work and also gain experience of how an office like that runs. And for habilitative supports, I had to go through some online training and things like that, and I also had to get CPR and first aid certified. And then I was able to work with kids out in the community, allowing them to interact with their peers in just normal, natural situations. We went to places all around Rexburg, just getting them out into the community and gaining new experiences and being able to practice skills and to work on goals. And so through this, I gained a lot of knowledge and experience that I otherwise would not have had. I already had a foundation of child development and things like that, but being able to practice it in an environment like Journeys was really helpful. There are so many connections to the coursework, and for this presentation I only picked 2, but these are probably my top 2 connections. The first has to do with community resources. It reminded me of a class I took a few semesters back. I believe it was called Family in the Community, and it was all about how you can find resources for families out in the community because so many people are not aware that those resources exist. And when they find out that they do exist, they can serve as great blessings for families. And I got to work for one of those companies here in Rexburg. I really feel like Journeys has a huge, huge purpose in Rexburg. They serve so many families. And with the other locations in Idaho Falls, Rigby, Pocatello, and I believe there is a 5th one as well, they serve a great portion of this area of Idaho and help families. They help them by working with their kids to work on specific goals that can help them in their lives. And I just think that's really awesome. Another thing is, it reminded me of my home and family management class, which I've actually been taking this semester. We've been going over a workbook for the 7 habits of highly effective people. And habit number 4 is the habit of think win-win. And basically this just means that you want to win in a way, and you also want someone else to win as well. So you're going to work together to meet that goal. You're not going to put anyone down, and you're not going to boss people around to get things your way. But instead, you're going to do things for both your benefit and for the other's benefit. And I think through working with kids, it's allowed me to see that when you're working on a specific goal and helping them practice things, you're not just doing it to force them, but you're really seeing the big picture, which I think is really key. And would I recommend being an intern for Journeys? Absolutely. I have loved every minute of it. It's allowed me to reflect on different courses that I've taken, along with a lot of child development courses, but it's also allowed me to develop new skills and gain new knowledge that I otherwise probably would not have gained. And I've loved the people that I've worked with, I've loved the kids, I've loved working in the office. Just everything has been so great. And if you want to get in contact with the Children's Center here in Rexburg for Journeys, this is the address and the phone number. And you can ask for Kim or Shelly. And like I mentioned earlier, there are a number of other locations. And if you go to that website there in the bottom, it lists all the locations and phone numbers. And I'm sure that they would love to have anyone that is a marriage and family studies major who's interested in working with kids as an intern there. So, yeah, just give them a call. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation.